What's good? What's good? It's the one, the only, but what do I know? Boxing back at y'all with another one, man. So we have Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade coming to the PBC, or not so much the PBC, more signing a deal with Showtime, who is a strong affiliation with the PBC. So basically, an affiliate of the PBC, making that debut on the undercard of Tank Davis versus Hector Garcia on January 7, 2023. Great way to start the year off. If only that fight wasn't on pay-per-view. But anyways, Demetrius Andrade, did an interview recently speaking at the press conference of Tank Davis versus Hector Garcia, speaking on the possibilities of him and either or of the Charlos fighting. Now, before I get into it, I want you guys to take a listen so you can hear it out of Demetrius Andrade's mouth.
So guys, I mentioned it's Charlo at the end of the day. It's time for that fight to happen. Like, there's no more excuses. It's like, yo, either Charlo, either one, 54-1 to 61. My first beef was the 54-1. Come on up, bro. It's all good. And then your other brother, like, yo, it's blockbuster this shit. That's it. I'll take with both of them. It's all good.
I know you want that fight. Would you go to Texas to make that fight?
I mean, we can find a neutral ground. Texas is not bad unless it's in Dallas Stadium and some shit, you know what I'm saying? But, we can find something neutral. New York's a good spot, for sure.
Now, you're asking them to come up. Are you still able to make 160 if the 154 Charlo comes up to 160?
I mean, he could probably put on like 5 more pounds at 165 or some shit. You know what I mean? We can figure something out. I'm not going to kill myself to fight somebody and then be weak in the ring. That doesn't make, health sense. So, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not that desperate.
Now, I mean, obviously these fights are long overdue. I don't have an issue with Demetrius Andrade calling out the Charlos, Jermell Charlo. But here's my issue with him calling out Jermell Charlo. First and foremost, man, and I'm not saying this because y'all know I'm a huge fan of Jermell Charlo, but if I'm saying anything that's not a fact, call me out on it and we can debate it. Jermell, you had an opportunity to fight Jermell Charlo back in 2014, December 2014, on the undercard of Khan versus Devin Alexander. You were supposed to be on the undercard of that fight, but you pulled out of that fight due to your issues, not anything that had to do with the PBC or Jermell Charlo. You pulled out of that fight. So you had an opportunity to fight Jermell Charlo, and you chose not to, right? Now, that was 2014, so that was supposed to be December 2014. It's December 2022, so that was 8 years ago, right? 8 years later, Jermell Charlo has not only unified, but became the undisputed champion in the division that you were once at, okay? You moved up to 160. Now, Demetrius Andrade was at 160 for a few years, might I add, but nothing really came about it. Now, I'm not going to get into to everything that's going on with Demetrius Andrade, because some of it is his fault, some of it is not. Some fighters have definitely avoided Demetrius Andrade, but in this situation, I feel like, why are you trying to get Jermell Charlo to come to 164 when, bro, I'm sorry to say, dog, but you're not the A side in that situation. You don't call shots. Jermell Charlo has done more than catapult his career in a way better fashion than what you have done. Unfortunately, Demetrius Andrade has made some poor business choices to where he couldn't get the fights that he wanted. And again, some of that is on him, some of that is not on him, okay? But however, the fight with he could have been fought Jermell Charlo. And at that particular time, I think he would have beaten Jermell Charlo in 2014, because Jermell Charlo does have issues with boxers. Anybody that can be on the move, like Jermell Charlo has issues with, more so back then. Jermell Charlo has since then, done a 360 on his boxing IQ and has fixed, and come a long way. So would he beat Jermell Charlo now if they was to ideally fight at 160? I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. I definitely don't think that what Jermell Charlo does better with boxers against boxers of a boxer of Demetrius Andrade style, but this is not about Jermell Charlo. However, I can understand him saying that he wants to meet Jermell Charlo at a catchweight of 164 or 165. Seeing how Jermell Charlo has numerously flirted with the idea of going up to 168 against Canelo, against Dimitri Bivol. He's even called, or quote unquote called out David Benavidez, but I don't necessarily know how far that's going along. So, I mean, for Demetrius Andrade to call out Jermell Charlo at 164, bro, Demetrius Andrade, you're not the A side in that situation, buddy. So you don't make the shots in that. I think Jermell Charlo is the A side now. Jermell Charlo has proven himself. He has become undisputed in the division that you once reigned in, and you missed your opportunity to fight Jermell Charlo, okay? Jermell Charlo is a much better fighter now. But you know, it is what it is, man. Like, I mean, sorry, but you know, it is what it is. Demetrius Andrade, you lost that opportunity. Now, should Jermell Charlo try to fight you, I mean, come on, Jermell Charlo is at 154. Why would he move up 2 weight classes to fight you? What does that do? You know, you're not even a champion at 168. You know what I'm saying? At super middleweight. So, you know, I think Demetrius Andrade is better off facing or focusing on Jermell Charlo. That fight seems to be a little bit more realistic than him fighting Jermell Charlo, okay? Jermell Charlo, again, is at 160. He hasn't been active at all. Matter of fact, he hasn't fought since Juneteenth of 2021 against Juan Montiel. He says he's coming back in February. Hopefully these paths can lock, and these paths can cross between the two. This is a long overdue fight. They've been calling each other out. It definitely has a lot of beef stirred up. They've ran into each other on multiple occasions and had a choice of words on multiple occasions. So I say, if I'm Demetrius Andrade, focus on Jermell Charlo. That fight is more possible, and there's no reason why we shouldn't get that fight now that Demetrius Andrade is with Showtime. Let me know what you guys think about either fighter. Who would you see win? Who do you see doing better? Like, comment, subscribe. Jermell Charlo all day. Lions only, but what do I know?